Oh, there we go. Looks like first ban was a Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
The disconnected symbols have disappeared.
We're still good.
I'm watching the stream and I see some awesome red boxes. You know, don't want any. I see Karen's on stream. You know, she might be stream sniping some summoner spells.
Yeah, that's what she likes to do. We're blocking you out, Karen. No stream sniping. She's like Swiper from Dora the Explorer.
I never watched that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, well, see, there's a character in there that swipes stuff, and you have to tell them not to swipe stuff. It's part of, get the kids involved. But we're just gonna ban Shen here for purple team because that's pretty standard. Had that really cool skin just came out. The Shogun Shen. Actually, what is it called? Showdown Shen, or what is it? Shadow Champion or something? I don't know. Shadow Warrior. I think Shadow Warrior. That sounds good. I don't know. Anyways. He looks basically, we're like, let's make him a samurai, so they made him a samurai, so now he's a ninja samurai.
I think it's Warlord Shin.
Yeah, Warlord, you know what, that sounds the best out of all of them. And we have Warwick, Olaf, bans, those are pretty typical top bans these days, and Rise, obviously a very, very strong AP midcaster. Don't want to have to deal with them. I don't know if they had time to look into their match history, maybe saw something, but I don't think they did. They're just banning off the top of their head what they don't want to go against. And Cassiopeia and Rise are two of the best APs as you get into late game. They have the best sustained damage. So, I mean, those are pretty solid bans. And now Kennen.
I actually agree with a lot of these bans. I mean, for teams that have never faced each other, you're just gonna probably ban top tiers champions. You know, if you're purple, you're probably banning Shen. If you're blue, you're probably gonna try and, I mean, Janna's a great first pick, although she was recently nerfed.
Yeah, she lost 200 on her knockback from Monsoon, and her Whirlwind the pop-up is not as long. You actually have to charge it for 2 seconds to get the same effectiveness as it used to get when you just threw it out really quick. So she's gonna have a little bit reduced kiting ability, but I think she's still probably a strong champ. We'll be interested to see her played in competitive action right now.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, by first picking support as a blue team, you're not unveiling your hand, so to speak. You're saying, hey, we're going to commit to, our next 2 picks. We'll probably see if we can get maybe a good matchup against their bot lane because they've told us who exactly is going bot. So this, from here we'll probably see. I know I would probably like to see like a Misfortune here.
Yeah, Misfortune actually can reduce a lot of the healing that you'll see with those Impure shots. She can take a big chunk of it and pretty much cut it in half. She can lay those onto you. And Antran picking up Anivia. I know Antran actually really likes Anivia. Or maybe Goda plays Anivia. I know the TK Rain crew, they have Anivia players. And Ezreal is clearly a TK Rain pick.
Graves is probably, I think Graves is a better play. I think technically, in my opinion, Ashe would have been a really good pick here. You're looking at both Soraka and Kog'Maw without any sort of escape mechanisms other than just getting in there and healing. So having that long range ability to kind of initiate and then get in with the free damage once you've hit that stun, I think that would have been a good pick here. Graves, between Graves and Janna, he just gets to play aggressive, and hopefully this game won't carry too late because when you pick Kog'Maw, that's what you're hoping. Unless you're rocking the AP Kog'Maw, which most people aren't these days. Kog'Maw will eventually time bomb, but if you can get ahead quickly.
Yeah, actually, I really like the picks because Janna Graves, you can go hyper aggressive early if you want with bubbles. Janna just keeps getting nerfed, but you can still go hyper aggressive, and Soraka's heals early are only 60 health per heal, and so it eats up a lot of her mana. So if you keep the pressure on, you can actually kind of build a little bit of lead and try to keep that to gain control of bottom lane. But we see coming back is like a heavy anti magic right here.
Yeah, like a counter AoE.
Yeah, we got Galio and Maokai, which both tell me that they expect like another AP. And usually, 2 picks like that back to back would be in response to like you think they're going double AoE.
Well, the thing is, they're going to need damage. You're not going to get, unless they're really just playing for late game. Soraka doesn't provide much damage. Galio, he can do some burst, but he doesn't have a whole lot of sustained, and he's great for like initiating team fights. Malkaiser is great for disabling. It'll be a great peel. Be great against the double AP team, which is what they're going here between the Vlad and potentially Vlad and Anivia. So it's pretty good there. But they're still, you know, they're gonna need a real strong bruiser in their last pick. Somebody that can deal with Vlad, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. They read their opponents very, very well because Make It Rain did go double AP for them. However, you know, Nautilus, I mean, I played against that guy today, and if you do not deal with him, he just wrecks you.
He's such a disabling terror.
He hits 6, and combined with anybody in middle with a stun, like an Annie or an Anivia in this case, he basically just has to start the initiation of the stun. If you get hit at all, you're just dead. You have no chance.
Yeah, he's literally got like 3 disables between his ult, his passive, and his hook. Oh, sorry, and then there's also a slow. Yeah, why not? Just throw that little slow in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game I played recently today, I spent probably like 800 gold on wards, like early game. It felt like just to like try to ward out to make sure that guy doesn't come in, because I mean, you come in, you even like tower more towards your opponent's tower, and it's so hard to get away from. That hook has such a long range. It's very, very effective.
Yeah, and Nautilus is a great pick against the Malachi jungle. So I've been playing actually a lot of Nautilus, and what I've found is, you know, Nautilus's weakness is just like every other tanky jungler that doesn't creep well in the jungle, like doesn't have a real fast clear time. He's susceptible to counter jungling. So your Mundos, your Shyvanas, your Udyrs, who are really good with those fast jungle times. So it looks like we might have a remake here in a second. We'll probably maybe recreate his blind pick.
Yeah, I imagine that's what we will do.
Oh, my chat didn't go through. Can you type in chat?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'm glad one of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprise, a new patch, and the right clan is buggy. Surprise! So we're gonna have some hot fixes to fix it, I'm sure.
What did Brendan say?
He says, "I don't know what takes longer, remaking or just picking and insta-locking."
Oh, good point. The question is whether or not he can rejoin the game. All right, I just joined the channel.
Hey, welcome, Highwind. Thank you for joining the room.
Oh, it wouldn't let him swap.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Oh, yeah. Great. I'm curious who was swapping. Oh, probably Karen was probably playing support.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna first pick, or they're gonna swap that role.
Looks like my chat just went through.
I'm pretty sure they want TK Rain on the AD carry. That would make sense. And TK Rain should be able to find this game and know the password because he created it. So.
All right. So.
Just as he joins, everybody leaves. All right. Alright, just bounce out.
Yep.
I can't leave. It keeps
I can't leave it.
Me back. Spectators can't leave until everybody leaves.
Oh, seriously?
That's what it appears to be.
Yeah, I can't leave this game.
Alright, I finally left. I escaped.
Alright.
I'm successful. Yeah, so if any of you guys are looking forward to a cool event, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up League of Legends locally in Washington. The next couple events, we have this cool little background you can see right here, Judgment. It's a tournament that Raise Your Weapon's putting on. It's going to be an 8-captain draft. You can see the captains' names up there. They're going to draft from a pool of 32 players. You can actually go to RaiseYourWeapon.com/judgment and check out all the details. Look at some captain bios and cool stuff like that. And we also have the Gamebreakerz LAN tournament in Auburn that was so successful, so awesome last time. So get your friends together, get some teams, sign up. Make sure you sign up, come to this event if there is still spots open, and make it happen.
Yeah, actually, we got a few players that are in this game that are participating in Judgment, and one of them is actually a captain, Tatsulo, who's the captain of Perplexed Gaming, will be a captain in Judgment. So should be cool. For those that are potentially participating in this event, come watch his style. kind of see if this is the captain you want to like sell yourself for when you're watching the draft on Monday.
I believe his name is after, isn't it after, I think it's a
Japanese
soccer player. Yeah, and he's actually really committed to the community and making the community events awesome. So if you actually end up on his team, I'm sure you're going to have an awesome experience because he has a lot of experience, being a captain or a leader on sports teams, at the college level even, and in video games and stuff like that. It's part of why he's in esports. He had a medical injury that prevented him from playing in college anymore, so I mean, if you get on this guy's team, I'm sure you're gonna have a great team and you're gonna have a fun time because he knows how to lead and have a fun time. So you might win, get yourself some RP. Again, if you win one game, that's all you have to do is get drafted on a team, win one game, and you're already in the prizes, which is a pretty cool deal, I think.
Yeah, and you could possibly be playing on a team with. I think we have at least 2 players on the top 200.
Oh yeah,
in North America.
One is the captain.
One's a captain. One is available in the draft pool. So that could be real. I mean, you get a chance to play against the top 100 in North America. That's like 0.001% or something.
Yeah. We used to be there in beta.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Back in the day. But yeah, Otter will be one of the captains. I think he's in the top 60, maybe. I'm going to follow him if he lost a little bit lately. And then Dark Terrors from Oregon, Oregon representing, coming up here playing the tournament. He's in the top 160, I think.
Oh, Jason Z is from Oregon?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, shout out to Jason for making the trip up. I remember I made the mistake of thinking Kabam was from one of the teams from Oregon.
Yes, I remember that. That was really funny for me, and I thought the best part was Kabam like rolled with it, so like neither of you really like acknowledged it. So I was like, all right, that's funny. And then I think we went to we went to that Vietnamese like wok place, it's kind of like a Mongolian grill, but they also served like pho and Thai food. And like you realized it like when we walked across the street over there.
I was like, wait a minute.
That guy is not from Oregon. He's from Higher Snowboard. And he's a funny dude.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can minimize the client. We can look at this splash art a little more.
Yeah, bam, done. Check it out. We have Evil Cookie, who's Matt Kopp from University of Washington Purple Caster Minions fame. Also from there is Hattress. We have Mr. B. from Team Git. Used to be a pretty stellar team. Was actually the team that won the first tournament we ever casted, the first LAN we ever casted. We have The Help from Area of Defect.
Yeah, who is that guy and what's Area of Defect?
What is Area of Defect? Well, if you like League of Legends rap, if you have been living under a rock and don't know D-Town or Endgame, those are both songs that won the Song of the Summoned, and he actually was on the track for Endgame, and he actually did the recent I Just Played Jax, which is the I Just Had Sex Lonely Island satire. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I personally know this, but I think it's cool that we were able to contact those guys. AOD is here, local in the Northwest. Actually added KDH and the female. I want to say her name is. Ooh, give me like 2 seconds. It's coming.
Google that really quick.
No, I don't need to Google it. It starts with an A. I've got her on Facebook.
But anyways, they're really cool. They're actually local to Washington. They were at PAX last year. They basically took over the free like music room where you can just stand up and like karaoke or sing or something, and they actually took that over, did their songs. Some of the Riot folks showed up there, so we want to get them back at PAX this year. So check them out, and they're really great for our community. They do cool songs, but they also like to play and grow the community. And The Help is Dom. He's come in here, and he's going to be a fun captain. If you get on his team, you're probably going to have the most fun. Him and Kabam are the 2 captains. If you get on the team, you're probably have the most fun. I'd probably side with Dom. Kabam, you'll have a good shot of probably winning, but you might have a chance of getting yelled at a little bit. But it's all in fun. It's all in fun. So.
Now we do got about 20 seconds here. I mean, I'm going to let a lot of this game speak for itself. Like, we could go into great depth of why some picks are better than another, and we'll probably do that part during the cast. But part of the Pacific Northwest Scrims is really just bringing you not just the game of League of Legends, because you can go and watch any stream, but bringing the players and events and all that stuff from the Northwest, and just putting it out there and just giving a little backstory. Because, like I said, I mean, you can go watch any game of League of Legends, you can go play any game of League, you can play it at different levels, and watch at different levels, but to really, understand and know more about the players, a little history about them, what they do, what their likes, I mean, that's really cool. So, what are your thoughts on these players in particular, Callan? Because you have a lot of experience playing with Team Make It Rain, I believe. Is that correct?
I do have a lot of experience. I know that Karen's top support is not Janna. That's kind of like her backup. It's definitely Leona, which they did not play here, which would have been kind of interesting because they would have had a
Karen's
lot of
Leona? I thought Karen was Sona and...
Oh, wait, no, yeah, Karen is Sona.
Kenwa
is Leona. Sorry, my bad. I interchanged them. I'm sorry. They're both girls and they both play support. It's the same.
Wait, what Anivia skin is that?
That is the Bird of Prey skin. They just changed the artwork for it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and... I'm really interested in the middle, because I know Antran has a pretty decent Anivia, but, I mean, we can go into it when the lane starts, but there's a lot of, really cool tricks you can do with Anivia if you're a really high-level Anivia player. I'm interested to see, what level his Anivia is at. The other main thing is going to be able to watch in this game, at least the tail of the early game, is going to be, will Wukong, be able to get fed in lane? Because if he can get fed in lane, he can actually be a terror if he can get his items. And the other one's going to be, does Nautilus Jungle get disrupted? Because if Nautilus Jungle doesn't get disrupted, I have a feeling it's going to be a really, really tough time for Perplexed Gaming.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, I actually had a chance to play with most of Perplexed Gaming at the Gamebreakerz event not more than a month ago. Actually, there was all 4 members that showed up. They actually needed a 5th for the event, and while not many teams showed up, we did get a chance to play some games. I think I joined a ranked game with them. We played 4 or 5 games. It was actually a lot of fun. The guys, they were smart. I know I was living in the moment, but I even said that I played one of the best games I've ever played in League of Legends. I think that's why I love LoL in particular, is because you can do that, right? You can be playing this game for 2 years and then just bam, all of a sudden have a great game and be like, that was the best game I ever played. And yeah, it was. I think Tatsalo was playing Ashe, and he hit we were kind of near their base, and he threw out an Ashe arrow, and Alistar, headbutted them into a wall, and whoa, I am looking at some crazy font numbers.
Yeah, actually, the font has changed in the recent patch, as well as a lot of other tweaks. Actually, now that I think about it, Kog'Maw's actually kind of got an inadvertent buff, because what they did was they tweaked the numbers on killing characters that are higher level than you, getting more gold from killing sprees, and what that does is it kind of lets teams catch up. And if a team that's behind, with a Kog'Maw gets to, stay in the game longer because of this mechanic, technically it's a buff to Kog'Maw, because Kog'Maw is the best late game AD.
I see.
It looks like Nos is going to be rotating up first. They did a quick little invade, but didn't do anything with it. Antran using his Q early. He's actually used a lot of mana. He's going against Wukong in mid. That's very interesting. It's probably a better matchup for Wukong to farm than Galio.
We got a little action here. Got him, who took his Hook's second level skill, actually went in there and stole the large Wraith from Tatsalo.
Which is, that's kind of, being proactive with Nautilus versus, just trying to not get your jungle stolen. That might have been a move expecting, to get his gank jungle invaded, but, Karen put a great ward here at red, which is kind of the new standard to prevent some of that Wraith steals. You can see your opponent's movement if you're getting counter jungled. So, good play by her.
So one other thing I noticed was Tatsuo is actually playing jungle here. From my understanding, I know he can probably play anywhere, especially as a captain. A lot of captains will typically fill whatever role is needed, especially if they find players to be in the best spot. Oh, we actually have a lot of action going down mid.
Woo! And there's the first blood. They decided that is way early for an engagement. Level 3, almost hitting 4. I mean, I don't know what started that, but it's kind of interesting because, I mean, Anivia has egg too, so I mean, if you don't have a good bead on where the enemy jungler is at that time too, you could be in a lot of trouble, especially if Nautilus comes in. You have to be careful with the Nivea players because whenever you think you have an upper hand, especially early, if you're going to go for a kill, you almost have to expect in the back of your mind, unless you know for sure where the jungler is, that he's going to be coming in and following up, and it's almost like heal baits. If you know they're low and they have a team heal, you don't go in, you don't want to get heal baited. It's kind of the same for Nivea. She can bait you with that egg very easily.
Nautilus actually made his way through to bot lane, and they saw him at the tri-bush. They had a ward there.
And they're going to actually grab Kog'Maw. Howling Gale comes in, slow Zephyr follows it up. Just a little bit of stun. They're not going to be able to take him down, and Soraka should actually be able to heal him back up here in lane.
I mean, he's really low. I would be really careful. I mean, he popped his flash as well. So, I mean, I don't know if
TK Rain has his flash. He could possibly, if he gets really
ballsy. Here it goes.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, got silenced. Good move by Hoozy, actually. So this is a good advantage, for Team Make It Rain. They need to take advantage of this. And now Nivea might be in a little trouble. Hasn't popped her egg yet, but Twisted Advance is waiting in the wings. They don't have another stun to follow this up, actually, though. And she'll be safe under turret. Grab that early point and crystallize. So she's perfectly safe. Nautilus coming here to help out. Always have to be careful of the counter getting from Nautilus, because he's a CC machine. Especially where you can get tons of damage poured onto you.
Nivea does have that first blood, but what I'm noticed is that she's actually falling behind in CS, which was, to me, unexpected. I thought Wukong would have a lot more trouble CSing, but he's actually doing pretty good here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised, but at the same time, really what's going to happen is she just needs to get to 6 and
get her all.
Yeah, and then at that point, it's like, you have to last hit everybody in the wave, otherwise I'm catching up to you in CS. And there we have the dive from Wukong in there. Just really quick hops in and out, and Antran's going to have to be wary of that and know that there's probably going to be a clone after she gets dove. And not
a little bit
blow
of
her frostbite on it.
A little bit of that Nimbus Strike decoy harass from our friendly neighborhood monkey boy.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing for me is, I think, early too, I mean, Antran's a little bit low now, he still has his egg, does not have his flash is 3/4 of the way back, and Kog'Maw actually getting harassed a lot down bottom.
Well, he's in trouble.
Gets that last second heal to protect him. Nautilus might be coming in here onto Wukong, and they might be trying to bait it. I think that's what's going on here. But Nivea can actually do a lot of really cute things with her auto attack, because her auto attack animation is actually the same as her Flash Frost. So you can basically keep auto attacking minions, and they might think, oh, he's going to auto attack again, and instead of auto attacking, you throw out a surprise Flash Frost. You can catch them unaware. And if Wukong gets hit by a Flash Frost and Nautilus were to come in, that'd be a lot of trouble for him. And Nautilus doing some more counter jungling, tries to hook away but misses terrain actually, gets rooted in place, flashes over, gonna get a little bit of a crystallized escape out of there. He will be safe.
Now, Maokai actually hit level 5 before Nautilus because he got that extra experience from showing up in mid lane. And they've actually got a really good ward here.
Well, he gets grabbed out blind, that's actually pretty good, I guess he knew, because of the ward placement. Antran will go back. What will he buy first?
And we are seeing some really good coordination here. They saw that Nivea had to go back. Nivea went back at a really bad time because now their blue is under duress. They're going to have Gallia come down, and they should be able to steal this blue no problem, especially with that clairvoyance.
And I'm not a big fan of this early chalice. I think early chalice you can make somewhat of an argument for it if you're going against a heavy AP lineup in mid. But since he's actually facing an AD character like Wukong, he's not facing a lot of magic power, a lot of AP attacks.
Oh, okay, yeah. I actually saw there was 2 chalices in this game. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of chalice on Nivea. I would say Tear might have been a better. If you're gonna go for some sort of mana item, Tear might have been better.
At this point, I would have probably tried to go Catalyst. I don't know Antran's is how much gold he had when he went back, but I definitely would have tried to go for a Catalyst in this situation. Makes her a little bit tankier. You can rush her Rod of Ages really fast, especially now that she has level 6. But she got that Blue Stone, which is really, really key whenever you're playing against any team with an Anivia. So what Make It Rain should do is they should try to look to protect their blue in the future, or try to steal blue.
Yeah, I agree. Right now they can actually kind of ride this out. They donated that they donated the purple team donated their blue buff to Kog'Maw, which is going to help him catch back up and be more of a harasser here in this bot lane. Because he was falling behind. Graves actually sitting at about 50 CS, and Kog'Maw has caught up. Graves rocking the double Doran's blades, which were recently nerfed, and Kog'Maw rocking the boots too, and a single Doran's blade.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what ADs decide to go down, if they really stick with the Doran's blade still. I think they really tried to make people think, our players make a decision when they decide to go, you know, mass Doran's rings or mass Doran's blades. So we might not see the triple Doran's blade, triple Doran's ring strats all the time. Although we might, you know, people might say, you know, 60 less health, hit points, you know, whatever. I'll roll with it.
Yeah, I mean the damage wasn't nerfed, so.
Yeah, the damage is still there. The health regen is still, you know, what they nerfed it to last time. So.
Here comes the Nautilus gank. He's gonna start with the ult.
Which is good. Misses the hook actually, which is going to mean there's going to be no follow-up. And we actually have Gallia who's rotated down from top, and we're going to probably see a dragon here.
If I'm Team Make It Rain, I don't think I can prevent this. I'm going to just let it go. You've got Vlad free farming between turrets top lane. I would actually just continue pushing lanes. Just go with the whole CLG strategy, which is, you know, whatever. We're going to push lanes. We're going to continue to get creeps. We're going to gain an experience advantage through that. And just hopefully be stronger in lane.
Yeah, I mean, really, all that needs to happen is, you know, TK Rain just needs to go, keep farming. Unfortunately, Nivea went back too, so she couldn't, you know, push up the lane and then keep that pressure on. But Vlad, you know, did a good job. He's Swift One, loves to do this, be behind the turret. Great little dodge there. Swift One, probably one of the MVP players for Team Make It Rain. Very solid top player. It's definitely a professor of top lane, if you will.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Brendan, aka the Swift One, he's played with Raise Your Weapon on a few games. He plays with the UW team. He plays on Team Make It Rain. You know, now that I think most of his classes are over at UW, he's had the time to get in there. Jumped up to 1700 solo queue. You know, doing really good work. You know, just putting in time with the game, and I think he makes a strong addition to any team as a top player.
Oh yeah, easy. I mean, when I think of top players I'd like to have on my team, he's definitely, you know, up there at the top of the list. I'd take him on any team. Gotem running around is going to run into Galio here. Galio speeding up to get away. Slow's not even going to hit him. That guy's actually going to be caught out here. Going to put about half health. And they need to be careful.
Because they're going to walk right into a Wukong ult.
That's a lot of AoE actually between Wukong and, you know, Galio. Don't want to face check that.
But this is good because they're going to potentially force Tatsulo back, and their blue's going to be up here in about 15-20 seconds. So Nivea should have a good shot at picking that up, especially with Vlad. You know, having both summoners up, he's going to be level 9, so he's going to be doing really strong harass in lane now, even though he's going against Galio, who's probably sitting close to 100 magic resist. If I'm not, no, yep, he's at about 78 right now. If you throw in Bulwark, he's well over 100.
Yeah, easy.
Just doing a quick CS check real quick. In the bot lane, you've got Kog'Maw sitting at 84, Graves sitting at about 80, so it's really dead even there. In mid lane, and I'm probably going to stop myself here because we have a quad gank coming bot, and Maokai with an Oracle. They know it's not warded.
There are a lot of good ways to get out of this, though, if they do it correctly. Monsoon actually into TK Rain under the turret. Is actually going to dive straight under and take turret. Aggro gets exhausted, and TK Rain's going to have to deal as much damage as he possibly can, but it's a great dive there. Not taking any damage. You know, basically handing off that aggro perfectly. And meanwhile, gank top, they went all in. Godem and Swift One chasing down Galio. And Antran looks like he rotated down mid.
Yeah, he was going to rotate down. They realized there's nothing to do. They're going to have to give her that turret. So go ahead, you know, clear these creep waves. Shove as many creeps under those turrets as possible. They were able to gank top. They've actually got that top turret. They could take that top turret if they want, but right now they've realized that their biggest strength is picking on their weakness, and right now their weakness is their top lane.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's definitely been leaving a lot, and if they just let Swift1 farm, that's what he's all about. He's all about farming up, getting super powerful, and then coming in and making a big impact when it comes to team fights. And Vlad can actually really do that. And the other thing is they killed this bottom turret kind of early. I mean, 13, 14 minutes isn't that much earlier. Typically 15 minutes is kind of the magical mark. But it's going to give TK Rain some room to farm if he wants it. They can actually farm back bottom lane. Baron isn't up yet, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I agree. I think they took it a little too early. There's pros and cons with that. The pros being you got that early gold. It's going to give you more of an advantage. It's going to give you more of a in terms of taking dragon control. They can't retreat to that bot turret anymore if there's some sort of fight that goes down. If they want to be able to gank bot, they can now gank bot, force bot way back, and then go take that dragon.
Yeah, what Make It Rain's missing right now, warding-wise, I'm looking on the map, is they need to ward their own jungle, or get a forward ward. They need some, right next to river, near bottom side, that the try area right near Raise. They need to ward that area because that's where a lot of ganks will come from. If they're worried about, that's how they will enter. They typically won't just run through your tri-bush bottom.
So we're going to see somewhat of a tri-gank on top. Wukong actually rotated up. We're actually going to see...
And they might get troll-lol if Swift1 has quick enough reflexes and pools.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be very hard to take Vlad down right now. He's got that early Giant's Belt. He's got the early Will of the Ancients. He's got both summoners up. His Ghost is down, but he does have...
There we go, here we go. Pop-up inbound. Will we have the Idol of Durand? And he actually is going to pool. Great waiting on it. He team heals under the turret. The Idol of Durand just in time. And I don't think there's anything better he could have done to try to escape out of that. But there's tons of damage reduction with Maokai's ult. And the best part right now that they have going for him is that Satsulo, he's able to, clear out those wards or basically see that no one can see them while they're roaming. I think maybe the only thing I might be disappointed in is the fact that Antran or more of Make It Rain isn't, I would expect them to have the farm advantage at this point, but somehow they don't seem to. Antran's pushing for a second turret, it looks like, while Purple's pushing their second turret top lane. But I would expect, since these lanes have been left so much because of this roaming, that they might have picked up some more farm, got a little bit more of a farm advantage, but they haven't been able to do it.
And it's actually not the end of the world. They're only down 3k gold right now. They did lose those two top turrets, but they did pick up one important turret, which is the mid turret, which means if they had a timer on Dragon, they'd realize Dragon is up, and we could see some sort of collapse going down at Dragon here soon.
Yeah, and with the back from Make It Rain, yeah, I think Perplexed Gaming is going to have the advantage here for the Dragon if they decide to go for it. And they actually do have a 3k advantage. It's pretty healthy at this point.
Now, if you're really good at this game, you'll probably know that Vlad's ult, or not Vlad's ult, but Idol Duran, Galio's ult is down, so that gives them somewhat an attempt to...
Swift1 getting completely almost bursted down right away, 0 to 100. Nautilus, the only member 1v5ing, flashes over, does the high wind flash, if you will. And Antran is egged already, so he's not going to have the egg for this team fight if they decide to go for it again. Swift1's out of this, though. He's actually running around up in the woods trying to get some health back, and they're just out poking him. And again, this is one of those situations where you can't really win this team fight. They're trying to stop it, but there's really no engagement yet. And now we're finally going to see it. Wukong's going to go in. Lots of damage going on to Janna. Janna might be able to skip out. She's finally going to fall. TK Rain trying to deal as much damage as he can, but there's so many heals and so many tanky targets. He's not able to do it, and triple kill for Kog'Maw.
Did Vlad's ult just hit nobody?
It felt like it.
I don't think he hit a single person with that ult. He might have been like quickly typing like, "No, don't go ahead, don't go ahead." Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
I just got a message. I just got a message from I'm Black Y'all saying, "Yep, it hit nothing."
Yeah, I mean, right now what I'm seeing from Perplexed Gaming is just superior team play. They have great rotating. This is going to be another blue buff that they've stolen during this game, and they've, as a team, they're just playing at another level that make Rain, just not quite playing at this game. And it's what's giving them advantage. And right now, if I had to say it, you said it's not the end of the world, but for me, with the Kog'Maw on the enemy team, all I'm thinking about is I'm on a clock. When we hit that 40-minute mark, if we hit the 40-minute mark, there's a good chance we're losing. If there's a Kog'Maw on the other team.
Yeah, and this is great. I mean, this is a scrimmage, so it is great practice. We can actually learn from a few things here. That dragon fight is, you go back and look at it and be like, oh my god, what went wrong? Well, first it was Vlad, kind of like 1v4, 1v5. He went in a little bit too early. Maybe not his fault. That could have just been a communication problem. But then once he got a pot, he got away safely. But then you had, 4 team members trying to distract and poke and somewhat fight the other team while they were still fairly strong, and they really weren't doing much.
Yeah, that engage was really just all wrong because they came in piecemeal. It was like the weirdest piecemeal there. It's like someone came in by themselves but didn't die. Anivia lost her egg before they finally did the full engage. And when they finally engaged someone as a team, the Swift one still had no health. Anivia had lost her egg. I mean, a lot of people were at half health, and you had TK Rain sitting in the middle of their team, getting ignored but not being able to do anything because their entire team's just tanky and they have Soraka healing there, and there's no one else able to do damage because everybody's so low.
So here's a couple suggestions I would like to make. I don't think Nautilus is a bad jungler in this lineup. I think he's fine. If I were to change one thing, it might be my support. Jenna is a great support and a really good first pick. Don't get me wrong, but I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to run an AOE team comp or a double AP comp, and for that to work, you need some sort of AOE control where you're like that AOE crowd control. So Sona, is a great example. Somebody
Alistar
that just Alistar would be really good. I don't think Karen plays Alistar. This is actually going to be a free Baron. Nautilus could get kind of tricky here. I don't think he is. Hopefully he doesn't get picked off right afterwards.
Early smite, but
went
doesn't
down
matter.
early.
And he's going to hop to the train and try to get out, but Twisted Vans will chase you wherever you go. And great crystallize right there. Makai throwing down his ult. Reduce some of the damage, but there's not a lot of damage actually going out. And Godam's still getting chased here, actually. Going to see a second Twisted Vans come off. Gets chased down, and Godam will give up his buff to Soraka, of all people. Soraka with red buff, that long range, those bananas, true terror. And yeah, so right now making Rain on the defensive. Anivia actually is a pretty good character for being defensive, can clear waves really quickly. But poke-wise, definitely the advantage, all in, especially with a Baron buff, all in Perplexed Gaming's favor.
They have a 5v4 here, and it's okay to kind of push on this turret, but what I would do is actually blue pill, shop, and use that Baron gold that we just picked up.
Oh, and they're going all in here. Flash, Twist Advance onto Graves. Janna's going to get idle. Dran not going to be able to do any funny action to try to save this. Antran desperately running under his tree. He's going to go into egg form, and we're actually going to see Sasula's actually going to fall, and Kog'Maw's going to die. But he's actually going to be able to use Nikki Surprise to pick up Vlad in the process, and we still have a fight going down under turn. They're losing all their Baron buffs, so like you said, blue pilling probably would have been the better idea right there. They got a little overconfident and lost some AP carries. So, like I said, this game allows for comebacks better, and Galley actually getting caught here and CC'd a little bit by Godam. I imagine he won't be caught fully, though. Yeah, so he will be back up. But like I said, the comeback is possible in this game, and you just picked off someone that was 6-0 and 2, and I believe Wukong had a 2-kill streak, so I mean that's a lot of gold.
The kill streak bonuses got bumped up a little bit. I think Legendary is now worth 600. So looking at this kill streak bonus, Antran actually picked up 446 gold. That's a pretty good chunk. If I take a look at his build, he does have Abyssal Scepter, and it looks like... God, is he building Rylai's?
I don't like his build. I don't like his build at all. So for Nivea,
I mean he's 3-0-1. I can't be like.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with his play, but his item build, I think, it would have been wiser for him to go more tanky. Again, you know, I said the Chalice wasn't really, you know, the best buy for him. A Rod of Ages would have done him wonders. Even going Warmogs, heaven forbid, would have been good. Cog actually getting picked out here. They're getting a little bit lazy, so making Rain, making a little bit of a, showing some life here.
Plays here.
And now we have a fight going down between Swiftwind, but he has a lot of sustain. I don't think they want to engage on this, actually.
They should be able to pick up this draft.
Yeah, make it rain. Getting back in the game. Doing some work, actually.
They pulling the old rope-a-dope is what I'm seeing here. They derp it up for a little bit.
I think some of them maybe, you know, heard the stream, heard what was going on. They were like, how dare you?
How is that? That Highwind who gets his Baron stolen consistently by the Swiftwind? What is going on here? Making fun of my Vlad ult and nobody?
Yeah, but you know, bonus factors, Antran and Vlad are actually they were level 14, which was a little bit ahead of the enemy team. Now the enemy team is catching up a little bit in levels, but they did have some level advantage. Actually, I didn't notice before during that last Baron team fight. So they're not doing too bad there in the experience category. Nautilus
actually last hit that blue buff.
You know, Nautilus needs those cooldown. Okay, no, maybe he doesn't. But you know, yeah, that sucks actually. That does happen. Although that is standard for Team Make It Rain.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yes, they're notorious. There's many times I've been playing on Team Make It Rain. They've been like, "Yo, buddy, get your blue buff," even as a Nivea, and they have stolen from me. So you know, that's actually a pretty standard move for their team. Let's see if it pays off for them.
So Make It Rain, they're gonna want to do a couple things here. They just realized that they did okay in a team fight under turret, and Baron's gonna wear off. So if it hasn't already worn off, which it has worn off, so Baron will probably be up here in about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. They're going to regain that map control. They don't have an Oracle. I don't know if Janna was able to buy one at any point or lost it.
Run, guys, run!
Oh, that's not good.
Could actually be a lot of trouble. Get silenced. Slow catches him just barely on the tip, and they will be able to commit to this. Howling Gale coming in. Living Artillery not going to be able to pick up the kill. That's
Janna with the save.
Escape. Janna's still good.
And that may cost them a second mid turret, but they're going to get back.
I think they might actually push for a third. I think they will actually, if they can defend this. Although Nivea is on the push, which is not who you want on the push. Actually, they're backing off. This is actually going to be really good for Team Make It Rain. This is one of those like the herp derp moments. I mean, they're not pulling an odd one, but they're going to lose their mid base turret. Actually, they should.
They're gonna
APs of anything you would lose it to.
Hey, APs. As you get more in AP, you get a bonus applied to your attack for structures. So it's not terrible. It's just not ideal.
Yeah.
So they by picking up that turret, they've gained more map control in mid. That's great. They've got that lane pushing. Kog'Maw actually did not back yet. So one thing they're gonna want to do here is hopefully Anivia doesn't get caught out of position. What they can do then is, I think I saw someone pick up an Oracle's Elixir. Janna did pick up an Oracle. They want to clear those Baron wards. They absolutely want as much map control over that Baron area as possible, because the next team fight is going to decide who wins this game.
More than likely. I mean, I think maybe not necessarily the next team fight, but if someone's able, if the team fight leads to a Baron, definitely. And even in the case if Make It Rain wins with enough bodies up, they might be able to house Perplexed Gaming, because they already have an exposed inhibitor.
But everything I'm looking at, Wukong actually finished Maw of Malmortis earlier. That's going to make him really good against the double AP comp.
Yes, indeed.
Galio sitting on sitting on quite a bit of magic resist. 180. When he's near Soraka with an Aegis in play, I mean, I don't know, do they actually have an Aegis on their team yet?
I mean, the key for Make It Rain, though, is going to be, can we get to Kog'Maw? If they can get to Kog'Maw, then it's good. And whoa, they actually catch Soraka out there. He's going to have to...
That's good. They forced Soraka to flash.
So now she will be vulnerable in team fights.
Baron is up. They are going to notice this. Pink ward went down.
And they do need to definitely keep track of Wukong, because Wukong's Spin's really going to disrupt, and they can easily initiate with that and follow it up, because if he initiates and you follow it up with the Idle Durand, I think Make It Rain's in a lot of trouble. They're actually very spread out here, just trying to poke around, see if Baron is going down. They know it is not going down. Perplexed Gaming is actually doing a really good job of just using the tools that are inherent to their team, with that living artillery, all these abilities that actually give them vision, so they can spot out Make It Rain.
Technically, if this team were, or if this, the longer this goes on, we know the Kog'Maw is going to be better, but they have a better poke and they have a better sustain than the fact that they have a heal. So if Make It Rain is going to want to force a fight, they're going to want to do it now, because right now Kog'Maw is just going to be able to poke them down, eventually get to the point where they're maybe at 80% overall health or 75% overall health, and then when you see two team fights go down, or once they actually do collide in a team fight, the team with more health or sustain and region is going to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, also in whatever team, I think if they get to Kog'Maw, Make It Rain has a really good chance of winning a team fight. The thing about Kog'Maw is that you would think that he would run out of mana if he's trying to spam, but the thing is that if you wait 6 seconds, it only costs about 40 mana to do that living artillery barrage, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things, especially with the Soraka diffusing you non-stop. And it looks like they're just going to get their blue buff here. Might get stolen. No, it's not, so Anivia's going to get the blue buff when it counts. And it looks like they've been looking for a Crystallize, trying to wall off, separate the enemy team, and then try to engage on one target, and then go from there, and maybe get an early 5v4.
Except 4 of those targets are really not who you want. There's only one in that whole composition that you want to get your hands on.
Yeah, I think though, if like earlier, if they would have caught Soraka though, I mean that's a pretty good target. It gets rid of a lot of the heal and sustain, and gets rid of a silence out of there, which is pretty good considering you have 2 APs and she can silence Anivia, cancel her, all sorts of stuff like that. They've actually fully retreated now. They've decided they've wasted too much time. And unless Janna checks this brush right here, they will know that it's going down. Now, this might be what they want, and there's the Shurela's Rimming, and they are engaged. Wall blocking out one member, which is Wukong, is far out of this fight, and no one actually focused on the Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is clean in this fight, which is exactly what they want. Kog'Maw has 3 kills now. We're going to make it 4 probably here. Just need a little bit of time. Egg Form's going to prevent the quadra kill. We're going to have a triple kill. Anivia shut down, and TK Rain is going to be the last member. There's the egg.
Oh, did we see a pentakill, KS?
Well, I mean, unofficial pentakill. It wasn't fast enough. It was only fast enough for the triple kill. But,
so yeah.
Yeah.
With the enemy team down for at least, if anybody that matters, for 30 seconds, they're going to be able to push here. They're going to get this inhib. They'll probably learn from the original mistake when they had Baron and would push. They'll probably just take this inhib and then probably go get Baron, because they can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
no real reason to push for the win here. They've got an extra 10 seconds on Anivia and Graves. Should be plenty of time to get out, grab Baron, and finish this game.
Well, I don't know if it grabs some Baron, because the rest of To Make It Rain can actually get up and run there by the time they would be back, since they blue-pilled. So they're not going to be able to do Baron. The main thing they should have learned from last time is just don't dive into the turret. They have an amazing, pretty much poke team comp. Just go in and poke. You have Kog'Maw, you have Soraka, you have a lot of poke tools. Just go do that, and don't do the flashy dive, which is what happened last time when they sat under a turret for 5 hours trying to kill people with Baron. And it looks like Make It Rain's trying to rush a Baron, desperation Baron, if you will.
Yeah, they're definitely desperation. You actually want to save that smoke screen for any sort of steal.
Yeah.
But it looks like...
I don't know if they're going to be able to do this. It's going to be so low by the time this goes off. Crystallize is being thrown down, but it's not actually going to block anything off. They're actually not going to be able to do Baron. And this is going to be another wipe. Perplexed Gaming is going to come through on this one. Swift One trying to juke and run away. He's not going to be able to do it. Living Artillery is going to pick him up. And now this is going to be an easy Baron. No egg for Aunt Tran. The TK Rain and Hard Karen are just going to have to run. And there's the surrender. And, it was a good game. I mean, Make It Rain had some signs of life, trying to come back. But just, a few team mistakes, and Perplexed Gaming just a little bit more patient. A little bit, sharper, I would say. I think that last team fight where they lost, near Baron, it was just a simple matter of Make It Rain was kind of tight with what they wanted to do. They were kind of focused, and they lapsed for a second, and Perplexed had him where they wanted to, and Shurelya's went in and with all their AoE and CC and stuns, and Kog'Maw was completely unharmed that entire fight. I mean, that was the main thing I was watching, and he didn't even take a tick of damage, no tides of blood, nothing. He was just killing people, which is what you want.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I'm gonna do a quick shout out because I want to see if we're gonna get hopefully we're gonna do at least 2 games here. So I'm pinging PC real quick, and while I'm doing that, I just want to let everybody know that in the middle of that game, I got a message from Marnold. Specifically, have to use the name Marnold to let us know that Swift One's Vladal completely biffed in that Dragon team fight.